Is it recording? Okay,
Yes.
don't show any secrets. Now, from now on, no more secrets, Kyle.
Never did. I'm done.
Never did. Start voguing.
Yeah.
Kyle, our good friend of the show, welcome
up?
back. Rope, that's the open. That's the open. The
There it
cold
is.
open. Good friend, fellow enabler, and awesome person working
Oh,
in the toy industry, Mr. Kyle Wadaga. Welcome
howdy.
back.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, we're gonna get together for enablers tomorrow, but you just came back from Power Morphicon, and you do a lot of work with Super7 in a lot of their lines, and today we're going to talk about some of the Power Rangers stuff that's up and coming from Super7, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming up. A lot of excitement at Power Morphicon. People were, excited to see the Ultimates. It was a big change from last time, because last time we had Power Morphicon, and even before that, remember we did the online one together when we were first revealed the Ultimates, which was crazy. And then it happened again because it's every other year. Then that year we didn't have any of the Ultimates, but we got to talk to people about it. And then this year we finally had waves 1 through 4 all available, and they sold out immediately. There was a preview night on Friday. I got a call from my coworker who was working the booth, Sam, and he was like, I need you to go to the store and pick up every Power Ranger thing that you have and bring it down with you. So I went to the store. I grabbed all the Power Ranger stuff. I filled up a car again so that we would have stuff to sell the rest of the convention. It was crazy. There was a lot of excitement and a lot of demand, and yeah, it was insane to see.
Yeah, I mean that's the place for it. I got to hang out with you a little bit in San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
On display there, I saw a version of Bulk and Skull.
Yeah.
And I saw one of your photos. You did you have the figure with Skull? Did
Yes.
he
Yeah.
autograph him? Was that it?
He did not autograph him, but I got to show him his action figure for the first time. Which, think about those guys. They've never had an action figure. They've waited 31 years
Right.
to have a toy made of them. And I walked up to him and I was like, hey man, uh you don't really know me, but I know I made your action figure. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, do you have it? I was like, yeah. So I pulled out my bag and he was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And he was talking, he's like, you got the details right, because there's
Oh, that's awesome.
stitching on the back of his jacket that no one really sees. And he's got this belt that's got all these chains and stuff. And he was like, our costume designer's right over there, and she went to some costume store in Santa Monica during this, and we called this the party belt because it was some BDSM thing that they just put
Oh
on
my
me,
god.
all that stuff. And it was awesome. He was really excited. So
Oh man,
that
that's
was that was a highlight for sure, was getting to see Skull's reaction to his own action figure after this long. So
man, I wish I would have seen that, could have seen that interaction.
I think that they filmed it, so it might get released out there at some point. So talk to our boy Zilner.
Hell yeah. And are those two coming soon? That's part
Yeah,
of
they
wave 4?
should be. That part of Wave 5 with
5,
the
okay.
Glow Green Ranger and then the Black and Gold Megazord. I believe that is either this month or the next month. Make sure you go to the super7.com pre-order status page, and it has all the most up-to-date information on your current pre-orders.
Hell yeah. I'm looking. I think those are my most anticipated. But
Yeah.
it's good to have you back. We haven't done one of these Power Rangers videos in a while,
Yeah.
and there's some cool new stuff to talk about. Okay, these
Yeah.
you had on display. You said at Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
I have colloquially referred to them as the Toblerone box of Power Rangers.
Sure.
These are these are Super7 Ultimates of the six Rangers. Is it 6 or 7? 7.
7 Rangers.
7.
And
You have green
to clarify, these are not Ultimates. These are what we are calling deluxe
deluxe.
figures.
Yes.
So they are recolors of our Ultimates figures. However, they have a little bit less accessories and new packaging and new deco applications. So they're all, but they're also a little bit lower on the price point as
Mhm.
well. Because one of the metrics that we do see a lot is that, you know, we get a lot of new followers all the time on Instagram, and to us that's telling us that there are people who are new to Super 7 and new to the brands and the things that we do. So there are, you know, you and I have been involved in this line from the beginning,
Mhm.
but there are plenty of people who missed their chance to get a full set of Power Rangers from us.
Of
And
course.
so that's kind of where this comes in. It's a little bit lower price point. There's less stuff, but you get that figure in hand.
Right. And I've noticed Super 7 as a whole has been putting out a lot of these deluxe figures. I guess, giving people a chance to get some of the ones that are super popular and you can get
Yeah,
them again at like a lower price point. But, again, if you didn't get them from before, these
yeah,
ones would have a few less accessories, but,
yeah.
different packaging
Hmm.
and, make it appeal to I guess a different collector too, right?
Yeah, yeah. Once you get into that lower price point, you unlock a different kind of customer as well, who's maybe not as serious. Not that,
Mm.
maybe that's not the right word, but you know what I mean. Like it's just a little bit more casual about their
Yeah.
collecting. Of like, oh, I like the Green Ranger. I'll grab this. $35, no problem.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, and the other thing is we also want to preserve what's special about those first ones that we did too. Like we had mentioned, you had mentioned that there's other deluxe figures like Biggie and ODB. Like the
Right.
people who supported and pre-ordered those ultimates, like we shouldn't diminish what those guys have, and so that's where the deluxe comes in. It's a little bit different, a little bit lower price point, but still more or less a similar figure.
For sure. And those ones obviously because we've gone through those videos before,
Yeah.
something like a Tommy would have accessories, callbacks that
Hmm.
maybe super hardcore fans would recognize and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's cool. It comes with it. That is the ultimate
Yeah.
kind of package together." Whereas it's just like, "Hey, I don't need all that stuff. I'm cool with just getting a figure." And in this case, a recolor with this retro is it vintage? It's 25 plus years. Is that
30 plus years. Yeah.
is that vintage? I think this
Yeah.
definition is 20 or 25 plus. So,
Crazy.
vintage style box, which,
Hmm.
you guys kinda did with the 3.75 ones. I'm looking at the ones that I have, and
Yeah.
it looks awesome. These are only available. Where are these available, Kyle?
Hasbro Pulse. That's where.
Hasbro Pulse website. You get the major accessories that you would
Mhm.
want
Yeah.
with the character. So,
Mhm.
can you walk us through real quick
Sure.
some of the highlights of Wave One of the deluxe MMPR figures?
Yeah, so I mean, these ones are very much toy inspired, so they're going to come with their toy accessories. So you get the
Okay.
toy Blade Blaster and then the toy Saba here for White Ranger, which are very reminiscent of those vintage toys that we're trying to evoke. And then obviously he's got some new premium deco where it's metallic silver, just like that vintage toy was. These are a little bit more reminiscent of those vintage 8-inch figures that everyone had back in the day. A
Mhm.
little bit more. I think the metallic ones are a little bit more movie inspired, but we're kind of splitting the difference here a little bit. So
Right. So I like that, it's the toy box packaging, toy accessory that comes with the figure.
yeah,
Makes sense.
exactly. Yeah, the two toy accessories, so they'll fit in their little holsters, and then they can grip onto their toy weapons.
So you have the original team, and then of course Tommy, and then Tommy as the White Ranger, also all
Mhm.
available on Hasbro Pulse.
Yes, sir.
You can pre-order them now, and they are estimated to ship November
Yeah,
1st.
yeah. They should be on the water right now. Like they're done. They're coming. The ones you saw at Comic Con, if anyone has seen those photos, are the ones you're going to be getting. So we're very excited about these.
I do have a question though, because some people might be looking at this and wondering, like, oh, the Super 7 figures are up on Hasbro Pulse.
Sure.
I mean, on the surface level, like I understand Super 7 has a license from Hasbro, who owns Power Rangers, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So you license it to make your reaction figures, your all the lines. But now the Hasbro line of Lightning collection, I forget what the official term they have for that. It's for the collector is just like it's gone. It seems like it's gone. I'm sure there's like a
Hiatus, I think, is what they called it.
sure,
Yeah,
there's an industry term. There's like industry and civilian. So this
sure,
is this is this is the us bridging the gap of me as the collector civilian and
sure.
you, the industry insider. But I have probably 85% of the Lightning Collection stuff.
Yeah, same.
Um, yeah, right. And so now that this is kind of in North America at the moment, the main thing to get for Power Rangers. Does this change anything for what you can do at Super 7 with regards to making Power Rangers figures?
Not really. It doesn't affect us that much. Like we're still a licensee of Hasbro, and they've always been great partners. And when we say we want to do something, they say, "Yeah, go for it." Like, whether or not that works is another thing. Like they were the ones who were like, "Yeah, go ahead, make Madam Woe. That'll do great." So, R.I.P. But the ultimately, like, it doesn't really affect us that much. And if anything, like, if we are the only people who are manufacturing these in North America, then like, there's not like a conflict of interest of like, oh well, you can't make that because these guys are going to make that, or we're going to make this. And so
Mhm.
if anything, it doesn't, I don't think it really changes anything, to be completely honest.
Okay. That's good to know. I know there might be some stuff on the horizon elsewhere,
Yeah.
but like you guys do GI Joe, which is, another licensed property from
Hmm.
Hasbro. So it's cool to see like, whatever they're not making, let somebody else handle
Yeah.
it and then you're able to get to
Hmm.
um these really cool recolored figures. All right, so you can get these toy-inspired nostalgia, what's the word?
To the
Nostalgia
max.
tugging on that string,
Yeah.
um, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with the metallic recolor from HasbroPulse.com. Pre-order now and ships approximately November 1st, 2024. Something else that is in the same scale, but
Yes.
not, uh, deluxe, it's ultimates. We're going back
Yes.
to the ultimates,
Back to
uh,
Ultimates there.
and, this might be the ultimate, Power Rangers villain in recent times,
Yeah, pretty
if not
much.
most powerful. You know?
What's cooler than a Green Ranger and a White Ranger? A Green White Ranger or a White Green Ranger? And I think he's technically a White Green Ranger is what it is, because he, right, in the comics he's Green Ranger. He stops Jason from absorbing the White Ranger powers and then absorbs them himself and then becomes Drakkon.
It's been a few years since I read that run, but, it was an awesome. I'm a huge fan
Yeah.
of, like, a dystopian future of characters
Hmm.
that we already know, but here is a Super 7 MMPR Ultimates Lord. You say Drakkon or Drakkon?
I say Drakkon.
I
I
sometimes
think
switch mid-sentence. It's
I
or
guess it
like
could go either way, really.
yeah,
So
I don't like the uncertainty, uh, for myself, but, this was announced during Power Morphicon,
slightly after Power Morphicon
slightly after
for
Power
Power
Morph.
Day, which was like 3 days after Power Morphicon, the
Right.
28th. So
And hey, man, it's cool. Keeps the line going with an
yeah,
incredible comic inspired character. It's Tommy Oliver, but tell people
not the
about the
one we
figure.
know. Not the one we know.
No.
There was quite a few people who had asked us at Power Morphicon, like, "Hey, is the Ultimates line continuing? What's going on?" And I teased him and said, "Hey, there's a new pre-order coming for a villain that we've never made before.
Mm.
So get excited." And so this is what it is. I think some people figured it out, and I had to play coy and couldn't, confirm or deny anything. But yeah, so I mean, Drakkon is a fan favorite. Like I said, what's cooler than a Green Ranger and a White Ranger, a White Green Ranger, right?
What's cooler than a beloved hero torn down and made into the villain?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
That I think is the ultimate, like, arc that you
Hmm.
go,
Yeah,
"Oh my god, this is," and that's
yeah,
honestly what brought me back to Power Ranger stuff.
yeah, yeah.
The
The
Boom
comic stuff.
yeah, the Boom, comics. But yeah, this figure, man, what are we looking at here? What are we working with?
So it's in 7-inch scale. It'll scale with all of your Power Ranger Ultimates, but it is a new body. I think the only thing that we're reusing are the Dragon Dagger, his joints, and the hands and feet. Everything else is brand new, because this is Drakkon is a man. He's not a teenager with attitude. He's like a full blown adult. So he has a different physique. There's more musculature
Right.
to it. He's like a little bit
He's
buffer
a
and stronger.
man.
So new arms, new torso, new
Okay.
legs. You can see, there's a lot more muscle definition and stuff going on in there. I'm really proud of it. I think it looks great. And then a brand new chest armor that's signature to him, new helmet, a couple of new head sculpts for a more aged, a little more wizened JDF. May he rest in power in the Morphin Grid.
Morphin
Looking
Grid.
great. I think the sculpt looks amazing here. I think
Mhm.
our sculptor Tom, who is a huge Power Rangers fan, goes by Tommy because he was a Power Rangers fan for so long.
Please
Loves,
call
yeah.
me Tommy.
No, really, it's a thing. So he absolutely loves Power Rangers and JDF, and so he just absolutely nailed these sculpts. Just everything about it looks so good.
Yeah, the chest armor,
Yeah.
pardon the pun, looks super sharp, crisp in
Mhm.
these renders.
Yeah.
I like the options for Tommy, the unmasked Tommy, but also his helmet with that new like design
Yeah.
um for Lord Drakkon.
The, like,
It's
double eyes is always so cool.
right. And at first I looked at this. Well, okay, first of all, extra morpher in there, which I
I think it's
always love.
technically triple eyes. I think there's eyes in the back top corner too. It's kind of crazy.
Is there?
Yeah.
Damn.
Uh,
But I love the little morpher that it comes with. It's not in every line, not in
yeah.
any. I'm not
The
sure.
rain the Lightning Collection remasters included them, but that's
Oh,
it.
that's right.
And
That's
then
right.
ours. So
Yeah, but that's great. That's there. I looked at this first and I went, why is there a Red Ranger helmet?
yeah.
Randomly included. Of course, because Kyle's always putting random accessories. Wrong. Upon closer inspection, this is a smashed up,
Yeah.
defeated.
It's a battle damaged Red Ranger helmet because that's sort of the first time you see him in the comic. Like I had mentioned earlier, like Jason is in the command center working with Zordon and like Alpha trying to like get into the White Ranger attire so that they can defeat Green Ranger Tommy
Mhm.
because this alternate timeline is when this is an alternate timeline where instead of joining the Power Rangers after his defeat, Tommy runs away and comes back even stronger. Starts beating on him, and so Jason, the Power Rangers can't beat him. Jason works to like with Alpha and Zordon and to become the White Ranger, but Tommy intercepts and like tortures and just it's implied that he kills Jason and
Right.
takes the White Ranger powers for himself and becomes Drakkon because
Mhm.
he doesn't lose the Green Ranger powers, he just combines them all, and that becomes like a whole. I mean, I don't have to explain this to you. He just starts taking power coins and becoming more and more powerful, and different versions of Drakkon, more evolved, and all that stuff. And so, the first time you see this design, he is standing very menacingly, looking down, holding like a broken Red Ranger helmet, implying that something bad happened to Jason.
Mhm.
So that was such an impactful, powerful moment. I was like, we got to put that helmet in there.
And is this like, is the battle damage here, sculpted on? Like a
It
a
is
new head
sculpted
sculpt?
on. It's a whole new head sculpt,
Beautiful.
and I have not tested it yet. I haven't gotten this guy in hand, but the plan, what we tried to do is make it so that it does work on your existing Red Ranger figure if you want.
Ooh, I love, when companies have that foresight to be like, "Hey, people are gonna wanna swap this.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna wanna test it if it fits on there. Let's just make it fit."
Yeah.
If you can put that on, now you have a whole new character in the game,
Mm-hmm.
a defeated Red Ranger,
Yeah.
for your display or photos. I love that.
Yeah. And you can kind of see it there, but there's little holes and dents for those fingers to slot into
Oh,
the helmet.
nice. Oh, right here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That
So that
is
should work.
that's a nice touch.
New style packaging. Obviously, we've started to move away from the slip covers, which is the bummer. But we ultimately read the feedback of a lot of people didn't really care for them ultimately.
You know how
Uh,
where I stand on that
I know, I
packaging.
know. Anytime you put it away, you're like, God, I gotta go back and put. I forgot one thing.
It's like those
Yeah.
movies, like an
4
Acme
boxes of
safe.
one. Yeah,
It's like 4 types of vault doors closing every time.
exactly. So simple, effective, one box fits all, but with some cool character art that was made specifically for this figure
Oh,
on the front.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great graphic
yeah,
at the front of the box. So we are talking about this. This was debuted on
yeah.
Power Day,
Mm-hmm.
but the website has it estimated shipping December 2024, which is a mere um 3, let's,
It's like
let's be
12 weeks.
generous.
Yeah,
Let's say 4 months.
yeah,
4 months away at
mm-hmm.
which is seems pretty impressive because most I think in the past Ultimates would be like a year
Yeah,
out from pre-order time.
yeah, yeah. A year we would be excited for if it was only a year, you know.
I'm trying to
But
be
this,
nice.
yeah, I know. Thank
No, 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 I was
you.
I was just ballparking in my
Yeah,
head, but, that's a nice upgrade from,
yeah.
those, estimates from before.
Yeah, well, we're trying to work on that. This guy's a little bit ahead of schedule. In that, like, I was telling you, backstage, like he's in production now. Like he's pretty much good to go. He'll be shipping out as soon as production's completed. And so we're aiming for that December date for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah,
So
we don't like
the
waiting as much as the next guy doesn't. So
I know, we want our toys now.
yeah,
I'm sure you do as well.
yeah,
This is up for pre-order now, $55 USD, and there
mhm,
will be a link in the video description here.
yeah,
Click on that
yeah.
afterwards to pre-order this and also the Toblerone Rangers.
Toblerone. Cheers. That's right.
They really need to do a cross
I,
promotion there.
I think it's a fun way to celebrate Power Rangers legacy, especially, after we, unfortunately lost our hero a couple years ago with JDF. I was thinking about it at Power Morphicon. It was also the first Power Morphicon without him this year, which is kind of crazy to think about. And obviously Deadpool and Wolverine is probably the biggest movie of the past 5 years or whatever, right? And there's that scene in Deadpool where he's like, in my world, like Wolverine was a hero, like you was an X-Man, like you were the X-Man. Like to me, it's like, man, like Tommy Oliver, like he was a Power Ranger, like you were the Power Ranger. Like how cool would that be if there was like a multiversing, like hopping type thing of just like, I don't know, but for Tommy, and like a redemption arc for Tommy or whatever. I don't know. I
Yeah.
was just thinking about the. I guess that's like fan fiction, right? A little bit,
Yeah,
but
it is. Unless you
I
created Power Rangers, everything afterwards is
don't know.
fan
Right?
fiction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I don't know.
But
It's super
I
cool
mean,
because like that guy's played so many Power Rangers before. So
yeah,
like
in so
what,
many
like
seasons.
5 or 6, and
Yeah.
then Drakkon's another iteration. And yeah, I don't know. Super fun.
Yeah, and that's why like the fall of Tommy Oliver for this is like
Yeah,
that's why it makes Drakkon so appealing. I
yeah,
also want to point out while you're on the Super 7 site, go
yeah.
pick up some like MMPR t-shirts, some graphic tees.
Yeah, we had
They're
some new
awesome.
T-shirts come out, and then that puzzle with Green Ranger kicking the putty, that's new too. That also debuted on Power Day. Kind of flew under the radar, but it's also brand new.
This is a Boom cover?
Yeah, hmm
I'm gonna take a look at that t-shirt though. I think it looks
yeah,
cool. It looks like if there was a Megazord in a Tamagotchi or something. That's so cool. Like a Game Boy. Oh my god, that's so
yeah.
cool. It's like little Pokemon.
We're excited to continue the line with Ultimates and now a new format in Deluxe as well. I'm excited for what that future can hold. Maybe there's some characters who we don't know if we could do in Ultimates, but could make it in a Deluxe and things like that. So we're trying stuff out. We hope you like it too. Could be fun.
Hmm.
I'm just excited to keep working on Power Rangers. Really, that's very important to me, as we've talked about for many years together here.
Is there a chance you mentioned a figure that did not come to be earlier? Would Deluxe be an opportunity to make that possibly a reality just with less stuff and a lower price point and just try to hit it again?
Yeah, maybe there's definitely something to that if we
That's
think there's a demand. Yeah,
okay, cool. I think that's a really innovative, you
no,
know, innovative line or workaround, whatever it may be, to have
sure.
that option. Check out super7.com for the new Lord Drakkon pre-order and of course Hasbro Pulse 4. the triangular box, the toy recreations of the MMPR figures, deluxe format, all 7 figures available now. Links are in the video description. Kyle, anything you want to let people know before we wrap this up?
No, man. I'm excited to keep doing more Rangers. Thank you for all the support over the years. This line's been going for. I was thinking about it. It's been like almost like 3 years now, maybe 4. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to think about, but it's been a lot of fun to do. And this is just this is just what's new right now. There's plenty of stuff coming as well with Power Rangers. So stay tuned.
Heck yeah. And if you have more questions about the pre-order status of your Super 7 stuff, there is a
Yes.
page, there is a link on their page with updates of every single line. So make sure you check out that reference if you have more stuff, if you have more questions. Thank you
Hmm.
so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. Comment down below if you want to hear more from Kyle and Super 7 figures. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more toy content. Kyle, thank you so much for stopping by again. Hope to see you
Of course,
soon.
man. Thank you. I always love being here.
I'm going to see you when we talk about 89 Batman again.
I know. We'll do it.